Hey, video diary. So sometimes I've been watching these prison shows. For some reason, I'm fascinated with how bad the human condition can get. And there's got to be something just really bad for the person when they reach a point in their life where they are incarcerated. And the one thing that really sticks out is all the noise in these jails. They're just so noisy because people are yelling and screaming and banging, and that wears you down. It's a toxic thing by itself. But just how many of these guys and women and men are there because of drugs? And you can see in their faces, at least with some of them, that they would be people you know, friends, family, yourself. Because in jail, they're, at least in principle, not high, though that does happen. So some of these inmates that these programs focus on, you can really see them. Because they're being honest about what got them there, at least somewhat. They at least have to admit that they're there. Some people are still lying. Many are still lying to themselves, claiming to be victims, stuff like that, when they're really the victimizers. And they're also victims. Many people there were victimized when they were young. Wow. So a lot of the inmates say the same thing about drugs, that they'll say something to the effect that there's two me's, there's a Jekyll and Hyde. And when I'm on that, I can only think of my next high. And I don't think about anything else, and I'll do anything. And a lot of these people, they got caught doing something, but they did plenty of things that were as bad or worse than they were caught for. And you'll even find admissions of that, leakages. But apart from some truly evil people, the drug people had this good in them that they admittedly claim was cloaked or turned off, I don't know, by the drugs. And when they were using, they were just monsters, meth monsters, and heroin, coke, shooting up like crazy. Whether you have kids, a mother with kids, a guy with kids, it doesn't matter. And a lot of families disowning inmates because, just the last time that they could try to help them, bail them out, appeal to their rationality or their sense of emotion, anything to make them not just reflect, but recognize how they were destroying themselves and their children and their families and their communities. Yeah. And at least the people that I'm, hearing are saying that they couldn't help it. Once on it, they're just running the streets and don't remember, shooting into a car or robbing some lady, or worse, they don't remember. Or they don't deny it, or they don't doubt it even. But they have a compartment that's like, oh yeah, well well, when I'm high, I'll do anything, and it doesn't surprise me. I would have done worse, or I've even done worse. I remember this one thing, and wow. So I have to process the loss of my only son. And I'm grateful that he had a few good years, because it would have been really bad. I know he would have felt like killing himself if he was as bad as these people become, as he would have become. So there's some hard feelings right there, right in that nexus of, did he just think that, like, I don't want to put my family or myself through trying to get out of this, and just subconsciously take too much? Or was it just supposed to be like just another night of, I don't even know what it is, tripping, partying? What the hell is it? But it doesn't matter now, because the outcome can't be changed. There's dust in my climbing my gloves from, I wear these around city, but there's dust in here from the mountain, from the volcano, and there's probably a trace of my son's ashes in these. I was just thinking of that today. He shouldn't be there. He should be alive. And was it for him exactly like it is for all these other people, that they just can't help it? Did he always plan to go back? I think he did. It wasn't explicit, but I think he always was going to go back. And even that is just a waste of my my heartbreak, because he is so dead. I'm getting some pressure from people to find the positive or the forgiveness, the acceptance, the release of my own negative emotions because they're harmful. You know, the utility of that, of things like that. And I recognize that that's important, because you can make yourself sick with grief. And it's just one of the victimizations that's occurred. Like, all the grief makes people ill. Um, there's just hard feelings, and I think it's important to say that I hate what Forrest did. Um, I hate him for doing it. And that hate is justified. Because that's how much I love life. And that's just what I'm feeling. I know that this isn't even about me. I don't know why I feel like it is sometimes. I maybe wrongly think that Forrest and I had that, psychic connection. I always felt like he was the other me. And we would talk about that, at how close we were, but obviously we were not that close. To not be close enough I don't know, to know or to be communicated with about something. I mean, I understand, he was getting high privately. It was his own private thing. What I don't understand is how he could have gotten himself to think that was okay. So I'm disappointed there, I want to forgive him. I want to love him. But that's just some bullshit, to throw away your life, to risk getting high off of what some asshole sells you off the street. You're an asshole for doing it. And that connection needs to be made. That, I think, needs to be owned. That if you're an addict, that you have some responsibility at some point. Do you really want to die? Is your total life project, your art project to kill yourself, you can get off this shit. People do. Or maybe they don't. Maybe I don't know that. I really don't know that. But Forrest was off it, and he started it again. And I just have hard feelings about that. And I want to be able to really feel those feelings. And not just, leapfrog over to letting go, forgiveness. Man, I'm going to have a hard time.